why the human race is so inconsiderate and rude, and people place blame on the people that did nothing wrong. Hi guys, welcome back to Sam's Life with a Husky. It has been several days since I've recorded. It is a beautiful Monday evening. I think it's the 12th. It's either the 12th or the 13th. It's the Monday after Mother's Day, if you're curious. We're going this way today. And it has been a crazy couple of weeks. The last time you guys heard from me was actually from the 7th, I think. 7th or the 10th. I can't remember. The days are blending. It has been a crazy couple of weeks. And I have lots of stories to tell you. So if you see the same outfit for the next couple videos, that is why. I have been so busy / so mentally out of whack that I haven't been recording as much as I normally do because I'm trying to keep myself centered, which is really hard. So let me tell you why, first of all, I'm not staying centered very well. So if you guys know, if you've been watching for a while, you know I suffer from anxiety and depression. And lately, because of all the change that I plan on happening this summer, and because of things going on with my car, my brain has been having a very hard time. I do not like change. Nobody likes change. But living with anxiety and depression, anytime something goes a little off kilter, you have to make sure you are staying focused on yourself, being mindful of how you're feeling, and respecting how you're feeling. You need to do your self-care, and that's what I've been doing. Mother's Day was a very good example of that. I was supposed to mow the lawn. I was exhausted. One thing that anxiety and depression does is it makes you very tired. And on top of all the stress I've been under lately, that's just one of the things. So here we are, back at it. I know I missed 2 videos last week. Let's move on and get back into rhythm. Now for story time. And this story actually happened yesterday. People blow my mind, guys. I honestly don't understand why the human race is so inconsiderate and rude. And people place blame on the people that did nothing wrong. So, as you guys know, I walk my neighborhood a lot. I'm super busy. It's been extremely rainy, so I can't exactly get to any of the parks that I normally go to because I know for a fact they are muddy, disgusting messes. And the last thing I need is for him to be a muddy, disgusting mess. So we're skipping the parks for right now. Hopefully in a couple weeks before it gets too hot, we can get a whole bunch of hikes in. That's the goal. Anyways, off track. I was walking Ghost last night, like I normally do, and we were like on my street, 5 minutes from the not even 5 minutes from the house. And a lot of people have dogs in our neighborhood, which is fine. Ghost had just dropped the load, and I was busy fiddling with my poop bag holder that is attached to the leash, trying to get a bag out. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I have no idea where this thing came from. A little itty bitty, probably no more than 10 pounds, little poodle came out of nowhere, barking. And I had to grab Ghost, because he's on my waist, guys, attached. I had to grab Ghost and drop the bag that I was trying to open to pick up said poop and hold on to Ghost. There is no one in sight. I know where these dogs come from. I walk my neighborhood. I know where the dogs live. And there was no one in sight. Literally no one. So I yell, "Someone come get your dog." And I yelled it. And I'm holding on to Ghost. Now, mind you, excuse me. Ghost is a very friendly dog most of the time. But I have learned over the years, he's not as friendly with smaller dogs. He doesn't like the yippity yappity that the smaller dogs do. So I was holding him back. Thank goodness this little itty bitty 10-pound thing was smart enough to stay 4 or 5 feet away so I could keep Ghost back, which is fine. Not all small dogs stop. A lot of them come right up. And if you know anything, when you're walking a dog by yourself, if another dog comes out of nowhere and the owner is nowhere to be found, it is very hard to keep two dogs separated if something happens. Not saying anything would happen, but if something did happen, it is very hard to keep them separated. Now, mind you, as I'm yelling, "Someone come get your dog," I'm also keeping my body posture, making sure Ghost doesn't pull too hard, saying trying to keep the smaller dog away, which actually did help make the dog back up, which was a win. Well, lo and behold, it's the new family. They just had a baby a couple months ago. And the woman comes running out. I know she has 2 dogs, so I'm also looking for the second little dog, mind you. Because if there's one, there's usually both. She comes out of the garage holding the second dog in her arms and doesn't run. Doesn't speed walk. Well, she might have sped walk a little bit, but there was really no hustle in her step. Come along, Ghosters. I know you're slowing down because you know I'm recording. Have you guys ever noticed that? He slows down when I'm recording. He's very conscious of how fast I'm going and whether I'm staying focused or not. There was no real hustle behind her step to come get her dog. Now, mind you, I'm going to show you in comparison. So here's this house. This is not their house. Please don't worry. I was at this corner and their garage was over there. Like almost an entire house length. Like the yards are smaller on the other side, mind you. It wasn't like the dog wasn't even in their yard anymore. It was in the neighbor's yard. So the dog doesn't even know how to stay in their yard. She didn't come running. And just thank goodness. I'm just saying, like, thank goodness the dog was smart enough to stay back. Because I don't know. Dogs are like people. Sometimes they don't like each other. And that was a very little dog. A 10-pound dog versus an 85-pound dog. Like, if something bad were to happen, there's not much I could have done. Like, things like that scare me. Now I get it. She could have something wrong with her that she couldn't run. But a little more hustle would have been nice. The husband comes out of the garage holding the baby. I understand he really can't do anything because he's holding the baby. I get it. But she comes over and she's apologizing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And at this point, I was not in a good headspace yesterday. So before I said anything, I chose to be silent. So I didn't do something that would cause something bad between a fellow street neighbor, which it's called filtering, if you're wondering, which is a good thing. Because I have very strong opinions about people who let their dogs out their garage door when they know their dog is not yard trained, meaning perimeter trained. If your dog is not perimeter trained, they have no business being in the front yard off leash. I'm sorry. I have very strong feelings about this. I'm going to get backlash, I know. I don't care. So she picks up the dog, proceeds to walk back. Now, mind you, remember, Ghost just took a dump. I still have to pick it up. So I reach back and I grab and pick up the bag that I was going to use to pick up his poop. And I put him in a sit and I'm opening the bag and I'm watching the lady walk back to her house. And her husband goes, "Get over it. It happens sometimes." And I hold up the bag and I go, "I'm trying to pick up his poop. Do you just want me to leave it here?" He goes, "Well, you're glaring and staring down my wife the entire way back. If you have a problem with it, don't walk back. I can't even talk. Don't walk past our house. Take another route." I'm thinking to myself, wait a second. I didn't say anything back. I kept the filter on. I didn't say anything back, which, mind you, is very good of me because 2 years ago, there would have been an arguing battle. So I filtered, I kept my mouth shut. I don't want to make any bad rapport with fellow neighbors. It's fine, right? So I do my due diligence and I pick up Ghost, little bomb, and I continue on my way. And I'm just thinking to myself the entire way, I did nothing wrong in this situation. Nothing. And this guy is yelling at me from a house over while holding his infant baby. Ghost, wait. How is that okay? Go ahead. Just how is that okay? I don't understand the logic. I did nothing wrong. I held my dog back to make sure your dog didn't get hurt. And I'm the one getting yelled at because your dog left your yard off leash with no supervision. You didn't even know he was gone until I yelled. Good boy, Ghost. And I mulled over that the entire night. The entire night. Why should I feel bad when I did nothing wrong? And I felt bad. Did I glare at his wife? I did, a little bit, because she didn't hustle. I have a problem with people that don't hustle when there's a problem. I'm not the only one. People irritate me. I did nothing wrong, and I was the one that got yelled at. Just be glad I actually had a hold of my dog. Unlike some people that walk this neighborhood, that walk a dog that they can't handle, that can very easily rip the leash out of their hands, which I see. The human race is ridiculous. And you know what I did today? I saw the woman walking with her child down the road. She was going for a stroll. She did not have the dogs. And I pulled over and I said, "You know what? I'm sorry. I didn't say it was okay last night. But thank you for coming to get your dog. I was in a bad place. I'm sorry if my energy was off. And I didn't say it was okay, but everything is fine." She goes, "Okay, it doesn't matter. Have a good day." Now, did I have to go over to her and apologize? No. And honestly, I really shouldn't have, because there was no need for me to apologize. But again, in good faith, trying to keep a good rapport with a fellow street neighbor, not just a neighborhood neighbor, but a neighbor that's on my street, down the road, that I see frequently, was important to me. Let me know down in the comments, would you have done that? Because after I did it, I regretted it, and I wish I hadn't, because she had no remorse. She did not care that I made an effort to make up with her because she wasn't paying attention to her dog. Just saying. So, that is the first story time of this lovely walk. You will probably see at least one more, because I have a couple more. And, yeah, we'll get into it. So, if you have watched this far, let me know down in the comments. Was I the a-hole? Or were they the a-hole? Did I do the right thing? Was I in the wrong? Should I have apologized? Let me know down in the comments. I really like to know. Because I honestly think I did nothing wrong and I should not have been yelled at when my dog was not even in their yard. And their dog left the yard, unleashed, unsupervised. So yeah, let me know. Like, subscribe, and share. And we will see you in that next video. Bye!